welcome to PAM Time, an inspirational and educational show featuring the performing arts. That's music, dance, drama, art, but most of all, it's fun. I'd like to welcome you tonight for a great show on the ins and outs of the radio industry as well as the entertainment industry with Jack George. So come celebrate the arts with PAM Time. It's Pam Murphy once again, and you're watching PAM Time. So we're going to give the show over to Jack George. Let's hear what he's got to say about the radio industry and the television industry. Let's all learn. It's PAM Time.
Thanks for coming. Jack George, that is my real name. That is one of the four I use at WPDH, Mix 97.7, RRV, and 94.3, 97.3, The Wolf. There's 5 stations in the building in Poughkeepsie, so sometimes I have to go to the other stations to fill in if they need somebody or board up, etc., etc. I've been doing radio now 25 years. It does not seem like it. I started actually still going to college. I met some people when I was an intern, and that led me to the job. I walked in one day, they wanted to talk to me. I said, sure. They asked me to come in during the newscast. I said, fine. So I was watching what they were doing, and afterwards the boss said, would you like to be on the radio? And I said, sure. Well, that's been my goal for a long time. He goes, you want to start tonight? Doing what? On the air. Okay, I have no idea how to run the board. So that night I was on, it was a Wool radio, AM station, and 6 months later they moved me to FM on 92.7, and I've been there for about 9 or 10 years full time. Moved over to their sister station WPDH because I was old enough and I graduated, if you will, to classic rock. And then they asked me to fill in on Mix 97 and Wolf at some periods in time. And it's been kind of fun. I only do it part-time now. I used to do it full-time because in 1999 I took a full-time job at Time Warner Cable and what used to be known as Cable 6 Television, which is now Time Warner Cable News. But I run now the public education and government channel programming for the cable company. I also do part-time work for their sports department. We got, we televise games, high school football game of the week, basketball game of the week, college basketball, college football, etc. And I've been with the sports crew, I don't know, about 10 years now, doing sports. I used to shoot sports for the news department, and I used to host at the anchor desk for a little bit, usually in a fill-in role while the main sports anchor was off. So that's basically me in a capsule. 25 years, like I said, doesn't seem like it seems like yesterday I just started. My first radio show playing Barbra Streisand. Not really my thing, but I didn't make the rules at that point. So let me start with radio. We have a presentation. There's pictures I have taken in the past week or two about some of the things I'm involved with, radio and TV. And I think now is the time to play the video, if you're ready up there. We'll get going. And I'll give you a description of what is being shown on the screen. when we work on games, we have to wear these with credentials. So, we have access to the field, to the truck, et cetera, et cetera. This is when I was with working with the New York Giants. I think I did that. I did that for the radio station for 8 years at Wall Radio. Maris for the college football game, and this is the one I currently wear when I have to go cover the events. They're lovely, lovely. Get you access, pretty cool. Get you in the locker rooms, which is unique, because once you walk in, it's like football players. Oh my God, they're behemoths. They're giant people, and you're just holding their, microphone. I was like, oh my God, you're 6'7". I didn't know you were that tall. There's also a reason why they shoot from above. Like you're in the locker room, and there's a guy who's just got a towel, or just like, you can see he's got no shirt on, and there's a reason why they're shooting from above. Because if they shot from below, yeah, they're coming out of the showers. That's the weird part. They're coming out of the showers, and if I was an athlete, I'm like, I don't want somebody sticking a camera and a microphone in my face. I just lost the game. You're the last person I want to talk to. But they're more than gracious. Hockey players are probably the best. They're very calm. Their demeanor. They'll answer just about any questions. Football players, sometimes, well, if you get them on a good day, they're good, and if you get them on a bad day, tough. But, I've interviewed a lot of famous athletes, all the New York Giants from the 90s to the early 2000s. Probably the most famous I've interviewed sports is Mario Lemieux, now the owner of the Pittsburgh Penguins. On the Cowboys, maybe Troy Aikman and Emmitt Smith. They were probably Deion Sanders. He was an elf. He just didn't show up. Just had like, Deion, I only have so much time, I gotta go. But it's a lot of fun. It's unique, but it is work. And there's two things you cannot do in the press box if you're at an NFL game or a college football game. One is cheer. You are not allowed to cheer. You're working. If they catch you cheering, out you go. 2, do not seek autographs. Once again, you're working. You're not there to get an autograph. You're there as an accredited media member, getting your film, getting your soundbite if you're a radio, and you're off to work. And editing and the final cut, and whatever has to be done to get it on deadline that you have. For TV, it's probably the 6 o'clock news if it's a 1 o'clock game. If it's a 4 o'clock game, you've got the 11 o'clock news. So you're on deadline. So those people, they get it done time and time again. They're very proficient at their work, especially New York City people in ESPN. Okay, anybody got questions so far? Yeah, go ahead.
Who chooses the song that is played on the radio?
Who chooses the songs? Program director. Now, the different formats, like classic rock, PDH, we're not playing any new stuff. So all the music you hear is 60s, 70s, 80s, a sprinkling of the 90s. Unlike RV, which has new music, new offerings all the time, there's categories of songs that they break it up. Category A would be like a hot song. You'll hear that if you listen to a radio station 24 hours a day. Most people don't, but if you listen the full day, you'll hear that song 6 or 7 times. Because it's brand new, and the average radio listener maybe 15 to 20 minutes. So you got 15 to 20 minutes to get it on a couple new songs, maybe a classic, whatever the format of the radio station is. So now you wonder, why does Taylor Swift get played so much? Now you know the answer. So you only got a certain amount of time. Now K104, another radio station, a competing radio station, they play top 40 music, so they don't play classics. They will play all the new stuff, maybe a couple songs from the past couple of years, but it's mostly new. And that's their format. RV, they're the new rock alternative. They'll play new stuff, but they'll also play some older material. PDH is all classic rock. Mix 97, the station I work for, it's an adult contemporary station. We'll play hits and we'll play some songs from the 90s and 2000s. So it's a format. Anything else so far? Good. Okay. We'll move on. This lovely device here, somebody thought it was just a satellite dish. Pandora, and it's not. It is a parabolic microphone. If anybody takes geometry, it's in the shape of a parabola, as you can see with the dome. This unit picks up audio and sound 150 feet away. This one. There's bigger ones that the networks use that pick up more, about a couple of hundred feet, 200, 300 feet. During the games you see on television, specifically football, but it's also used in baseball and hockey and sometimes basketball. These can be manned or unmanned. So during a football game, there's people on the sideline holding these up. And they're pointing at the quarterback because they want to hear Tom Brady, Peyton Manning call the signal. And you can hear it crystal clear. If anybody's got surround sound to do at home, you can hear it all over the place. For a baseball game, they'll position this somewhere behind home plate like in a cage. I know with the Renegades at Dutchess Stadium, they have a cage where we can put this in and nobody has to man it. It just sits in there and it's picking up audio from the umpire, the catcher, the swing of the bat. So if the guy swings and misses, you'll hear the catcher go. But if he hits the ball, you'll hear the crack. And you'll hear the umpire call strike if he does not offer at the pitch. For a hockey game, they use littler ones, and they position them around the glass so you can hear the crunches of the checks and any kind of certain discussions amongst the hockey players that are not favorable. Sometimes the audio guy in the truck is like, oh, I can't hear that, and I'll just pop that down. Because words are not nice sometimes in the heat of the battle. But, so, I like to demonstrate this. We have a volunteer. Okay, you in the front, come on up. I'm going to get off mic here, so we'll just have to do this. Okay. I'm going to stand over here to pick up on. What's that? Oh, you're talking too fast. Look at that. Something?
That's really quiet.
You said the word something? Okay, I picked up that. Go ahead. All right, but now,
What'd you say?
she said the word something.
That's it. Oh, wow, I couldn't hear it at all. All right, that's really good.
Okay.
All right, that's
All
pretty
right.
good.
Now, I want you to wear it. You're going to clip this. And let's see if you can pick me up and repeat what I say, all right? What did I say?
Something about Taylor Swift.
Correct. I said she's the worst musician in the world.
I gotta edit that.
Well, you see, that's pretty good for all over there. And so that's how that works.
Woo, nice.
There you go. And they strap themselves with this. So that, you know. And their job basically follow the quarterback in football. If it's manned. If it's unmanned, obviously it just doesn't move. But, so that's a parabolic microphone. $6,000 at your local retail store. You want the bigger one? That's $12,000. Approximately. But that's some of the tools that are used in the broadcast of a game that, you know, everybody puts on. They're like, oh, they got Peyton Manning. You know, I can hear Peyton Manning. I can hear Aaron Rodgers. I can hear Eli Manning of the Giants. Call signals. There's the reason why. It's because of that invention. There's also one of the newer inventions is the Skycam that you see hovering over the stadium. It's on 4 giant cables, and somebody in the truck is controlling where that's going with a joystick. $1 million. And better them than me. But there's also, you ever watch, anybody watch auto racing?
Yes.
Okay. Inside, you know how you can see them inside the car when they're driving? Well, there's a little tiny camera that sits up on the passenger side window. It's called a lipstick camera, and the reason being it's the size of a lipstick. Not that big. That's also about $1 million. Unfortunately, if one of them crashes the car and breaks the camera, well, it's insured. Thank goodness, but they don't like it when they wreck the cars and the lipstick cameras sitting right there. But those are some of the tools of television. Radio, not so much. You know, you just need a board, a microphone, headphones, magic. State studio. It's like theater of the mind. You know, you create your own. I have so much fun still to this day, and I've been doing it a long time. When I go on different stations, I have to know who I'm talking to. The audience is totally different. So if I'm on RV or mix, it would be like you guys in the front row. You're my sort of target audience, maybe teenagers to late 20s. If it's WPDH, it would be, no offense, Pam and husband, you guys, and the gentleman there, and, over there, because the audience is different. If I said the word 8-track player on the station they listen to, what's an 8-track, right? You know what an 8-track is? Exactly. If I said it to these guys, they know what an 8-track player is. Yes, sir.
Have you ever made a mistake
Absolutely.
going from one station to the next?
Sure. Oh, you mean
Now-
say the wrong call letters? Am I
Yeah, call
wrong
letters
name?
and then like take a phone call or
Mhm.
something like that, and then catch yourself.
Sometimes there's a couple stations that will play maybe the same artist, like Bon Jovi, for instance. We'll end up on 2 stations. Pearl Jam, maybe they'll end up on 2 stations in the building. So you have to be careful. I have like a little cue card in front of me, reminding me where I am and who I am. Jack George, 101.5 WPDH. If I'm on mix and I'm playing Pitbull, it's Lou George. Lou's my middle name. I like Pitbull. I mean, he's unique. But I like all forms of music. There's really no music I really dislike, distaste. Everything is unique. It's geared towards somebody. I mean, everybody who loves music, there's one artist in particular who loves so much, probably because it hit at you home when you were little. For instance, my passion is Rush. It's a band that's been around since '74. There was one song when I was at Goshen Middle School in the '80s called Subdivisions. It was about a song about be cool or be cast out, because I was picked on a lot in school. I was the nerd. I was the fat kid. I was the one that didn't have the greatest clothes, best shoes. And I was picked on. And that song just did something for me. And I grew to that band because of that song. I don't know if that's happened with anybody else, why you like who you like, but I'll bet $5 there's probably a song or two that hit a nerve, and that's why you gravitated towards that band or artist. And there's many great musicians out there on planet Earth, but unfortunately there's not as many as maybe before, because there's not as many record companies as before willing to promote people. I mean, this place here is a great place to learn at the small level, at the amateur level, and then you work your way up. I mean, I still have a tape of my first radio broadcast. God, I stunk. I was awful. I don't know who that guy is. I play it once in a while just to laugh at myself. And I think I got good because of people around me that wanted to help me. And if anybody ever falls in that situation, that's the best thing that can ever happen to you. I've had great people at work. One works at a company in Houston, Texas. They do commercials for all 50 states for concert venues. His name is Greg O'Brien. And I heard him one day in Atlantic City, and I called him. I'm like, hey, you were doing that John Mayer commercial for the Boardwalk Convention Hall. He's like, oh, yeah, I did that like a month ago. I'm like, oh, cool. He's like, oh, thanks for telling me. At least somebody's playing it. But he was a great teacher. This guy, Bill Palmieri, was a great teacher. I've worked with people in the building who are now at ESPN. Freddie Coleman and Jay Reynolds, they work on the radio side. The current play-by-play announcer for MSG and the Knicks and ABC, Mike Breen, he worked at WPDH a long time ago. So, you know, that building has produced good talent, and they've moved on to other big things. I feel like I have too. what led me to the TV job was I had experience working with logs and programming in radio. And I never thought I would ever work in television. I thought I was just going to be in radio and then maybe do something else with my life. I never thought it would come to that. So, being here, learning at the level for music, dance, drama, it's a good start, and it's a way to enhance your abilities, to learn, to understand. I mean, Sam Wright, he's got so much, the work that he has done. I mean, he can pass off that information that he knows to all the students here. Pam is resourceful. She's, musician and has learned many things about the do's and don'ts of music, and when you move on in life and you get older, and if you continue with drama, you continue with being a stagehand, learning to do lighting, audio, sound, you'll bring that with you, and then you'll learn more. I still learn to this day. I learn something new every time I'm on the air. Whether it be presentation, the music I play, the artists, the information that comes to me, research, I learn something every day. I try to get better every day. And if you don't, you'll just fall back, I think, anyway. So, that's it for me. Anybody got questions?
Can you do more of the calls?
You want more goofy phone calls?
More goofy phone calls.
Well, there's
That's
people
what you
that
gotta
don't
listen
like
to 'em.
me.
That's what you got to listen to them on the radio for.
I love it when people call me up and they don't like me.
So Jack,
That's my favorite.
I'd like to thank you for coming tonight
Oh, yeah.
and for sharing your expertise. We'd love to have you back and learn more. I know there's so much about this industry we'd all like to know.
There's some scary things.
But yeah, we'd like to thank you all, and thank you all for tuning in to PAM Time. It's great to have you.
Can't wait till she edits this program.
Me too. Good night again. It's Pam Murphy, along with Jack George, Vandy Wright, and all the people here at the Hudson Valley Conservatory. That's 35 East Main Street in Walden, New York. Samuel E. Wright's wandering around here somewhere too, one of the business owners. We'd like to thank Jack for sharing his expertise on the radio industry and the entertainment industry and television industry. And we'd like to welcome him back again. So thank you for tuning in. Tap into the performing arts in your community. Goodbye and good night.
No,
Welcome,
goodbye.
Wayne.
Oh my
There he is.
God.
Walking around with her nose in the air, treating people without any care. Making snide remarks to all she sees. Each stinging word is like a million bees. One minute she's hot, in an instant turns cold. If it's all about money, she becomes really bold. Thinking she's sly, twisting the truth. Lies make you dirty when you're hiding the truth. She's a shady lady, cuts like a knife. She's a shady lady, like fire in ice. Shady lady throwing mud around, slinging dirt and losing ground. She's a shady lady, very shady lady. Shady lady. Shame on you, lady, for not seeing the light. Cast It's Christmas time, and all around the world, peace, love, and joy is heard at Christmas time, at Christmas time. Floating in the Decorations on the tree, lights for all to see, presents on the ground, smiles from all around. It's Christmas time, it's Christmas time, and all around the world, peace, love, and joy is heard at Christmas time, at Christmas time. Sitting by a cozy fire, singing a festive choir, angels from above, sending messages of their love. Friends and family, carols in harmony, loved ones far and near, come together this time of year. It's Christmas time, it's Christmas time, and all around the world, peace, love, and joy is heard at Christmas time, at Christmas time. It's Christmas time, it's Christmas time, and all around the world, peace, love, and joy is heard at Christmas time, at Christmas time. It's Christmas time, it's Christmas time, and all around the world, peace, love, and joy is heard at Christmas time, at Christmas time. It's Christmas time, it's Christmas time, and all around the world, peace, love, and joy is heard at Christmas time, at Christmas Walking around with her nose in the air, treating people without any care. Making snide remarks to all she sees. Each stinging word is like a million bees. One minute she's hot, in an instant turns cold. If it's all about money, she becomes really bold. Thinking she's sly, twisting the truth. Lies make you dirty when you're hiding the truth. She's a shady lady, cuts like a knife. She's a shady lady, like fire in eyes. Shady lady, throwing blood around, slinging dirt and losing ground. She's a shady lady, very shady lady. Shady lady. Shame on you, lady, for not seeing the light.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to PAM Time, an inspirational and educational show featuring the performing arts. That's music, dance, drama, art, but most of all, it's fun. I'd like to welcome you tonight for a great show on the ins and outs of the radio industry as well as the entertainment industry with Jack George. So come celebrate the arts with PAM Time.
out the window pane. Reality was staring at me between the sky and the trees. But I don't care which way the day goes down. It's a great way to follow my footsteps across the ever-shifting ground. I don't know where I'm going, I don't know where I've been, but I know when I get there, I'll turn around and start again and again and again. And about, I see some friends of mine, a girl that I kinda know asked for my pen. She said she wanted to draw a map to a place that didn't exist just then. So I gave it to her with the promise that when she gets there she'd look for me again. I don't know where I'm going, I don't know where I've been, but I know when I get there, I'll turn around and start again and again and When the day is done, I crawl back into bed, wait for sleep to come, to follow the road inside my head. I don't know where I'm going, I don't know where I've been, but I know when I get there, I'll turn around and start again and again. I don't know where I'm going, I don't know where I've been, but I know when I get there, I'll turn around and start again. I don't know where I'm going, I don't know where I've been, but I know when I get there, I'll turn around and start again.
Erin,
Yes.
hi.
Hi.
So we're in the middle of a voice lesson here, and what are we singing
We
today?
are singing Drink to Me Only with Thine Eyes.
Oh, and where is that from? What country?
What country is
Uh-oh.
that from? Oh no. England.
Oh,
it is
England.
proper
Okay.
English. I forgot.
There you go, proper English. And why do I do this one for lessons? Drink to me only with thine eyes.
Diction. Diction is everything. It is literally the most killer thing about this song. It's not the notes. It is just pronouncing these words
Right,
the way that proper English people pronounce them, because we don't pronounce them like that.
Right, correct. Excellent. And this is by Ben Jonson, 1573 to 1637. That was a long time ago, way before we were born, or any of us. It's an old English air. All right, so you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Erin Ashley singing Drink to Me Only with Thine Eyes.
Bring to me only with thine eyes, and I will pledge with mine. Or leave a kiss within the cup, and I
everybody, it's Pam Murphy once again, and you're watching PAM Time. So we're going to give the show over to Jack George. Let's hear what he's got to say about the radio industry and the television industry. Let's all learn. It's PAM Time.
Ways to get your music now. Yeah. Radio is kind of like, it's trying to reinvent itself. What my company is doing is we are blogging all the time, and we're linking it up to our Facebook account, where, oh look, there's a story about this artist getting in trouble. Oh, by the way, they own a radio station. I can stream them online and hear what they're saying. Or you can, I mean, when I first started radio, the only way you could listen to my station is tune the radio dial-up. Now we broadcast to the world. You know, that wasn't happening in 1990. Now you can get any radio station you want, just about, except North Korea or Iran. I don't think they broadcast too well or offer internet. I don't think we stream there, but I think we stream everywhere else on planet Earth. But you have so many ways to get your music offerings: Pandora, Spotify, satellite radio with Sirius XM. You have any YouTube? I mean, you can go MTV. It used to stand for music television when I was growing up. I can't find one music video on there right now.
In the morning they do it.
Oh. Great, when I'm having a bowl of cereal. I want to watch Taylor Swift. They do have another channel called Palladia. I don't know if anybody's aware of that channel. But they broadcast music videos in the morning, and it's all concerts from like 10 a.m. on. It's great. Live concerts from England and Ireland and the Americas. And I was watching Adele the other night do her show at Royal Albert Hall. It was awesome. What was the other concert I was watching? Oh, the Glastonbury Festival, which is a popular festival in England. And they get like musicians here and there in every format, and it's like an all-day thing. So I was watching Taylor Swift, and the next artist was like Dave Matthews Band. I was like, wow, there's a plethora of, but you know what, if you like music, that's probably what's on your iPod in rotation and shuffle. I have shuffle it on all the time. You'd be scared of what is actually on my iPod. It's not what you think. It is the artist I play, but there's also Anya. Does anybody know who Anya is? One does. That's good. She's a Gaelic singer. Very soothing, very Irishy. I have Frank Sinatra on my iPod. I have Tony Bennett. I grew up, my father, in my family, my father was a musician. My mother was a sports fan. Still a diehard Brooklyn Dodger fan and Boston Celtics. That's my mom. My father was a musician. He had his own band. Unfortunately, I lost him when I was 9 years old. He died of cancer. He was a World War II veteran. So I was thinking about him on Veterans Day, which just passed. And my grandpa. He was in World War I. He was mustard gas. They were in the fighting with the Austrians and the Hungarians out in Europe. And when he came back home, he didn't live too long because of the effects of mustard gas. Unfortunately, I never got to meet my grandfather. But in the short time I had my father, he was a musician. So on the weekends, he would go with his band and play bar mitzvahs, wedding anniversaries, weddings, sweet 16s, you name it. And then on Sunday, he was able to spend a lot of time with me because he was making extra money. It was funny, though. One day, I'm 7 years old. So, like, the first music I ever listened to was big band music. And then I moved on to disco. We all make mistakes, right? So my dad comes up to me and goes, hey, what is this? Who are the Bee Gees? I'm like, oh, you mean Staying Alive? Night Fever? You know. He's like, yeah, somebody asked for it. I'm like, what is this? You know. And I had my 45s back then. Don't ask me what a 45 is.
What's a 45?
What's that?
What's a 45?
It's a record. It's a record. It's a record speed. It's a short little...
It's like a CD, but larger.
Yeah, it's a CD, a little bit bigger,
And it's black.
and it's vinyl, and it only plays one song on one side.
Do they know
Flip
what
it
a
over,
CD is?
and there's
I'll
side
have to
B.
bring one in.
Yeah, bring one in. But I had a lot of 45s. I was my own DJ back in the day. You know, I wanted to do that since I was like 7 or 8 years old. I won a radio at Seaside Heights, New Jersey, on the boardwalk, and an 8-track player with the Grease soundtrack. I know. It was just still popular today. One of the other jobs I do, I DJ at Quinn's Pins in Middletown. We do jackpot bowling every Saturday night. We have music videos that we play on big, like screens like that, bigger, and there's like 8 of them spread out over 20 lanes. And I can play just about anything. that the server has, and one of the most popular ones is the Grease Mega Mix, or the Cha-Cha Slide. There's a video for that. YMCA, too. Don't Stop Believin'. I got the live version. And we got Taylor, we got Megan, we got Pitbull, we got it all. So, want a little fun, come and see me Saturday night, so we'll entertain you. Trust me on that. Also, the Cotton Eye Joe. There's a video for that, too. The funny thing about them, the group Rednecks, they're not even American. They're Swedish. Well, let's see. There's bands, I don't know if anybody's ever heard of the band Asia or Europe.
Yes.
Well, there's no member from Asia that lives on the continent of Asia. They're British. Europe, they're Scandinavian. They're not even from Europe. They're from Sweden. So, at least the band Boston is actually from Boston. So, there's a lot of intricacies about music that you can find on the internet, and that's the kind of research I do when I do my show. I had a lot of influences growing up, but the one person, one of my bosses told me, don't sound like anybody else on the radio. Try to not emulate them, but take a piece of them. So I listened to many stations in the city and around here, and many DJs, and I took a piece of him and him and him and him, and I formulated and added my sarcasm, and you got me. Sorry. But, I have a lot of fun. I like to give music notes to the songs, because on PDH you're listening to history. It's the History of Rock 101.5. That's how I start my show. And there's a lot of history in all the songs that we play. Tons.
I'd like to thank Jack George for joining us here and filling us in on the radio industry as well as television.
I didn't even need to use the microphone.
And I know I was very, very impressed. How did you decide to actually start to become a DJ? Do you have one incident that
Well, I bought a radio at Seaside Heights, and I loved the radio, and I loved everybody talking to me. Like, they knew who I was, and they were playing the songs I liked. So, I brought that back home, and got turntables, bought some 45s, pretended I was doing my own radio show in my room. This is like 7 years old, 8 years old. And then I would do play-by-play watching the game on TV. So
did you have to study any kind of music at school, or, because, to me...
No, not really.
How do you know, like, when I talked to you about musical terminology, did you have to do your homework on that?
Oh, yeah. I'm not a music genius at all. I can't play an instrument.
But you love music.
Not much, but...
So you found an avenue to bring it to other people.
Yeah. Like I said, this goes back to my father being a musician and bringing me up on all kinds of formats, different styles of music over the years. And, and I grew to a liking. I listened to everything I could, but like I said, there's certain artists that just clicked with me. I'm not proud that I liked disco at one point. I'm still embarrassed.
What's wrong with that? Air Supply.
Yeah, Air Supply is not disco. Air Supply is music. They go to bed
To each his own, though. That's what's so neat about.
I'm all out of love. I'm so lost without you. Gag. What poetry.
How do you deal with an opinionated caller?
Oh, if I could record. I wish I recorded every phone caller I ever had. I could make comedy albums.
You could.
And nobody would believe me.
Oh, I'm sure we would. We've heard them.
All right, I'll give you an instance. Now,
Sure.
Before the advent of internet websites, getting your snow closing information was by the radio station.
Yes.
And over the years, I worked overnight, so if it was snowing, they would start calling me at 4 o'clock in the morning on the hotline. Well, we had bizarre passwords, and they were all the same. Now they're not. Everybody's got their own unique password for when they call in. But back then, when I was taking the calls, like one year the password was Snowflake. One year it was Honolulu. Right? So I know the password.
I've gotten those sheets of paper here.
Yeah, my favorite was Sister Paracleta from St. John's in Goshen. Bless her soul, she's not with us. But she would call me. I wish I was taping her. Hello, this is Sister Paracleta. St. John's in Goshen, as opposed to St. John's somewhere else. Good morning, sister. How are you? Fine. St. John's is closed today. God bless you. Click. I'm like, nuns. Oh. My mom warned me about nuns. But I'm telling the story, my mom's laughing like, ha, 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 she got you, ha, ha, ha. But, so that's a funny one. My other favorite
Basically,
was...
click. Is,
click. She hung up on me.
Oh, she hung up on you?
Yeah, I didn't hang up on her.
Okay, there you go.
I don't hang up on a nun. That's not right.
I wouldn't either.
Another time was, this guy called up, he was all paranoid. He's like, can you tell me if this school's closed? And I said, well, we just read the announcements. We're going to read them again in 10 minutes. So get by your radio, because I have to, I have sheets here. I have
The
to.
entire list, you'd have to go
Well, now it's a computer program. It just tells you automatically.
Yeah.
The guy's like, oh, well, I don't have a radio. Oh, you don't have a radio? Oh, but there's no clock radio? No, my radio's frozen. Why did you leave it outside? Who leaves the radio outside in a blizzard? I don't know. I'm sorry. All right, what's your school? Middletown. They're closed. Have a good day.
I love the fact that you bring comfort. You were talking about music and how you related to it.
Mm-hmm.
You bring comfort to people who listen to music. And that's one thing I love about your trade.
You will not find two people who have the same exact music collection on their iPods or in their house.
Exactly.
It is impossible. Mm-hmm. Everybody has different tastes. You have to broadcast and entertain a general audience, which is why the music is what we play. We can't go really into a deep cut unless it's like special programming. We have to play the songs that test positive, people know and enjoy and have enjoyed over the years. That's PDH. The other stations that have different formats, it's a little different.
Mm-hmm.
But, knowing who you're talking to is so important. I always think of just one person when I talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
So when I crack the mic and it comes on and I start saying 101.5 WPDH, the home of rock and roll, I'm thinking of one person, because usually there's only one person in the car and they're listening closely, as opposed to if there's 3 or 4 in the car, I'm background noise. You're having a conversation amongst yourselves about why was Jenny so bad at school today? Did you see the outfit that she wore? Mark Sanchez. Why did the Jets get rid of Mark Sanchez? Whatever the conversation is, I'm background noise. Why did the Devils move to Newark? That's the question I have.
And you're supposed to know the answer. All right, Jack.
Anything else?
I'm gonna. I guess. Is there anything you'd like to add? Sum it all up, I guess.
In conclusion,
yes, please.
where am I? SUNY Orange? In conclusion.
Your PAM time.
The one thing is, if anybody does want to do some kind of broadcasting, I highly recommend college. It's so hard to just come right out of high school and do it. Also, if you're going to do a career in music, you're going to do a career in drama, light theater, whatever the case may be, having something to fall back on in case things don't turn out the way they do is always essential. Yes,
I would like
that's
to
my
thank,
favorite.
I'd like to thank you for coming tonight and for sharing your expertise. We'd love to have you back and learn more. I know there's so much about this industry we'd all like to know.
There's some scary things.
But yeah, we'd like to thank you all, and thank you all for tuning in to PAM Time. It's great to have you.
Can't wait till she edits this program.
Me too. Can I get everybody?
All around I hear your name. A sultry wind sings it like a game. Whirling and swirling, my head begins to spin. we were never meant to be. It's the price of love, and icy breath is the fee. Broken apart, the love in my heart. Each breath I take stops in mid-break. I think this can't be real. It's a mistake. We've blown apart from the start. Winter's breath, loneliness and sorrow, emptiness and fear. Gotta change direction as the chill draws near. Alarms go off, it's time to walk away. Dare to step out, begin another new day. Next time I'll know to stop and listen to the breeze. Open my arms, let winter's breath set me free. Broken apart, the love in my heart. Each breath I take stops in mid-break. I think this can't be real. It's a mistake. We've blown apart from the start. Winter's breath, broken apart, the love in my heart. Each breath I take stops in mid-break. I think this can't be real. It's a mistake. We've blown apart right from the start. Winter's breath.
Jack George, Vandy Wright, and all the people here at the Hudson Valley Conservatory. That's 35 East Main Street in Walden, New York. Samuel E. Wright's wandering around here somewhere too, one of the business owners. We'd like to thank Jack for sharing his expertise on the radio industry and the entertainment industry and television industry. And we'd like to welcome him back again. So thank you for tuning in. Tap into the performing arts in your community. Goodbye and good night.
No,
Welcome,
goodbye.
Wade.
Bye. Oh my
There he is.
God.